Next, we have a couple presentations. Did you want to kick them off? We have a
Absolutely.
Hammersholt Summer Academy report and student services.
So we have presenting tonight Mrs. Gulick and Mr. Scanlon.
All right.
And they have other people, it looks like, are joining them as well.
They get mentions in that.
Okay.
Chime in, I'm sure they can answer something. Thank you for having us. We'd like to report out to you the success of our first ever Hammersholt Summer Academy, which took place this year from July 6th to July 26th. When we got together early in the winter, we asked each other, myself and Anthony Gugliata and Trish LaDuca, who are the normal team that works with students who are struggling with math and language arts at the Hammersholt schools. We said, is there something we can do to really provide the kind of support that we need through the summer? Because the online access, the online programs weren't really working with the kind of impact that we wanted. And we had data to prove that our teachers were working harder than our students in the summer through our summer online program. So we brainstormed how to help our middle school students, because in middle school, it's where the gap in learning, in success, has accumulated to the point where we really need a strong intervention so that they really don't fall behind. And so we put together this team, if you can see their names on the screen. It was Alex Barfield, who's here, Pooja Daga, who's here, Antonia Germanos, who serves as an art teacher in Hammersholt Middle School, Katie Mataseski, who's our instructional coach at Central and former reading specialist, Eric Sturr, who's our music teacher at Churchill, and Colleen Talbot, who teaches at Hammersholt for a lot of experience teaching language arts for lots and lots of years. And we put them in the room with Mr. Scanlon and Mr. Gugliata and Mrs. LaDuca, and we said, if we could do anything we want, how could we show kids how important math and language arts are without teaching them math and language arts? Is there a way that we can show them the interdisciplinary nature of our work and make them really excited? Can we create a summer program that kids really want to come to? And that was the question we asked. And then I did the smartest thing in the world. I got out of the way. So I left the room and I said to the teachers, tell me anything you want, what would work really well. And what they came up with was just amazing.
So the focus here was what we centered the program on was a set of STEAM projects. It was science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And the idea was, as Debbie said, not to teach them independent skills and rote sort of memorization in mathematics and reading and writing, but instead to have a project, and we used engineering projects that they would apply their skills to actually be able to complete. And obviously throughout that, there was a lot of reinforcement of the different skills with a lot of nonfiction reading and research. The students learned the engineering cycle to come back around to identify problems, come up with solutions, prototype them, research, analyze what went well, what did not go as planned, and then of course in the end when we're talking about speaking and listening skills, they were able to present. So we start off with a few mini projects, which then led on to some more large-scale projects that included using some integrated circuit boards to create musical instruments out of different types of materials, including clay, which they started by creating their names, creating name tags that actually played music, to electric guitars, to a big sort of electric pad, kind of like the scene from Big, with the big piano, as well as a few other things, Mission to Mars and other large-scale projects where they applied the skills, so they had to problem solve. And Ms. Daga actually created a little video, which we can show you all the students in action.
Uh-oh. Later.
While we're waiting for the video to come up, some people think that that you have to fool students into learning or trick them so that they're having fun, and that's not what we did. What we did, we were very transparent. We explained this is how life works. You have a problem, you have a project, you have something that you need to complete, so how do you do it? So they themselves, along with the facilitation from the teachers, had to do the research, had to learn the skills, and apply them to solving those problems. And the other nice piece of it too, it was not like the typical, okay, you're going to have, this is your math time, this is your reading time, this is your writing time. It was much more of a flexible schedule where we were able to, pull students out, do a lot of formative types of assessments to identify where the students needed help and target those areas. So,
Andy,
yes,
how
it was
many
better.
kids are we talking about?
There were 24. I think we invited 30 students and 24 attended. And and you guys can chime in. They were smiling the entire time and learning and applying.
While we're waiting for this, could you just elaborate for a minute on what you mean by invite? How did we decide?
We chose 30 students from that were receiving basic skills support in both math and language arts.
Thank you.
Trust me, the video is worth it.
It worked at 7.
It'll work. They were there all summer? Okay.
3 weeks. So the program was 3 weeks, and when we get to the last slide, which is, I think, the most impressive piece, is to see how well that our students did in just those 3 weeks.
All day or half day, or how did?
Half day. It was what time was it? 7:30 to 12, 11:30?
Great.
Yes, it was nice to have everything centered and held at Hammersholt this summer. It made a lot of. Here we go.
I don't think you broke. times 12.
How many full board?
Nice.
5 times 2.
10. Good. Let's do 2 more.
Basically, it's a trial version of the Mars landing, so you're using excess passengers to be able to survive. So if it were to be in Mars, maybe it would work. Basically, we spent a lot of time on this, and you also have time with this. Less materials that's really expensive.
And as you can see from the video, all of our instructors were really, they weren't the focus. The students were very, very focused on all their projects, and you can see the enjoyment. They really had a great time at school, which was a key to their success.
Andy, tell me, any of these methodologies or projects that you think we can incorporate into the regular school year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is where we are going in many places already, where it is much more real world than learning things individually, where we need to start blending different areas together so that students can apply the skills that they learn to solve problems. Using technology, you can see that if you saw one of the presentations had the word makey on there, which is an integrated circuit board that we integrated with Apple's GarageBand and created sort of a musical instrument digital interface, or MIDI, which is pretty impressive.
Great, cool.
Also to respond to that, if you look through the video again, you'll see there were visitors from all over the district. And we think even next year will probably be even more of a lab. All the teachers that were coming in for staff development stopped by, and all the Hammersholt administrators were there. They really hosted us. That was a great place to have the program. So everybody was asking that same question, what can we do to really put this in the classroom? It was exciting. So our success, we knew that it was going to be difficult to measure success at the middle school level in 3 short weeks. If you know about reading at the middle school level, it takes a little bit longer than that to really move up a level and to demonstrate stronger skills so that you can read the next level. So we set our benchmarks it was pretty straightforward. We wanted to see some improvement in math skills. We wanted all students to complete a book, to read fiction, to read classic middle school literature during the summer, which we know not all students have access to or interest in. And we wanted the students to like it. Those were our big goals. And we achieved more than we expected. I think that's a little bit small up there. But half of our students did move up a running record level, which was really awesome for us. And we really think that was because we all read a book, like everybody read a book and took a reading group. So we read Holes and Hatchet. And so every day they had a teacher with them talking about their book. And then they followed up with nonfiction, and we had them, 50% of them. And then another 50% of them took the test that they got wrong at the end of the year in either 5th or 6th grade and only worked on the things that they didn't know. And that was really empowering for them to just have their issues explained, and that was really, really awesome. So, and we had 90% attendance, and that alone, we thought was a huge success. So, and thank you for the generosity to the board, which funded the transportation. We made that commitment early on that we would do this if we could really pull off the program. And the program was fully grant funded, and probably some of the best use of grant funds that we've ever had. So, thank you, and congratulations to everybody who did
Yeah,
such an
nice
awesome
job. Very nice job.
Really
Our
nice.
biggest fear is the program's going to double next year, and the grant fund won't be there, so that's our biggest fear.
The grant's only for 1 year.
The grant is a Title I grant. It comes year at a time. You have to apply every single year. Any questions?
Thanks,
Thank
Debbie.
you.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.